if you've grown tired of making excuses for your life and are finally ready and willing to move in a new direction, life coach and author Chandra is here to teach us an exercise for developing courage and bravery. Well, welcome back. And this is a very important lesson for all of us to learn, isn't it?
I think so. I think so. You know, we've been talking about trashalizations for a while now, and people hear the various trashalizations every week, but I don't think they know that at the end of each section there's one exercise, not a dozen, just one exercise and one reward. So if you're able to stop trashalizing, or if you want to stop trashalizing, this is an exercise that'll help you really face what you need to face rather than to keep making excuses.
Because we are all afraid when we enter unknown territory, and of course this is normal and natural to feel that way.
Well, I think that's the most important thing to talk about today. If nobody gets anything, if you don't get anything else, what you have to realize is that when you enter unknown territory, you're going to get scared. It's just natural, it's normal, it's part of being human. The only way we don't get scared is if we anesthetize ourselves, if we take drugs, if we take alcohol, because there's a little bit of anxiety there. But it's that anxiety, that angst, that we need in order for us to say, ooh, something is wrong. So you need to feel that.
Okay.
And not think that there's something wrong with you if you get scared. If you don't ever get scared, that means that you're stuck pretty much of the time.
Exactly. All right, you've got an exercise that we can do.
Okay, sure.
And we're going to invite the creepies in. Sit down in the middle of the
floor. Right, it's called Invite the Creepies In.
Sit down in the middle of the floor. Feel what you're afraid to feel. Invite those creepies in. Watch your thoughts like you would a movie, and then surprise, you're still alive at the end of that.
Right, you're still alive. I think what happens when we get scared is we enter into unknown territory. In order to move to a new place, you have to be willing to feel those feelings that come about when you move into a new place. Those feelings are very scary, and there's an assumption somewhere, if I feel those feelings are going to scare me. So if I say to you, Cindy, don't think of a monkey, what's the first thing you're going to think of?
A monkey.
You're going to think of a monkey. So the idea is to just sit down in the middle of the floor. And the reason why you sit down in the middle of the floor is because it's a kind of a weird act, and it immediately gets you out of your head and puts you back into your body. And then you say, okay, what's scaring me? Come on, let me have it.
Bring it on.
You just lock the doors so no one's coming in. You just say, bring it on. And you just let it come to you. And you just feel it. And what happens is, oh my gosh, here come the feelings. I'm so lonely. If I get out of this relationship that's horrible for me, I'm going to be alone the rest of my life. I'm going to die. Horrible, 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 horrible. It peaks. You come out the other end, and then you say, how come I'm smiling?
Right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you invite the creepies in for tea. You realize you're not going to die. And somehow, when you're done with that, you feel, you know what? I may be able to do this.
You can't be brave unless you're scared.
You can't be brave unless you're scared, no.
What we are most afraid of sets us free.
Exactly. So here's the deal. If you have things in your head that when you feel, oh, I don't want to go there, that to me is your barometer. I don't want to go there means that's exactly where I need to go. Because what you're most afraid of is what's going to set you free. When you hear, I don't want to go there, it's like, okay, be brave enough, go there. That's your signal. And that's your inner voice leading you in a direction where you can grow and expand.
Your self-esteem rises the minute you stop running and own your fears.
You know, there's nothing better for self-esteem than to move into a place that initially you were scared of, realize that you didn't die, you pop out the other end, and you think, whoa, I did it. Mm-hmm. The first 2 years that I was on this show, that's what I thought every day.
Really?
I was so scared. People say, Chandra, you didn't look scared at all. The best time, the first 2 years, was getting in the car and driving home, and I think, ooh, I did it. But I was so scared. And if I would have said, you know what, you're too scared, you can't do it, I would never be sitting here today. Mm-hmm. So all of us face this. When you're human, you're going to come up against stuff that scares you. You need to be brave enough to go ahead and go for it.
And you'll surprise yourself.
You'll surprise yourself. You will.
Okay, are you ready to make changes and move in a new direction? If so, give us a call at 1-800-664-8808 and talk to Chandra about it. We'll be right back. Portions of the following segment are sponsored by McDonald's. And we are back with life coach and author Chandra Alexander, and we are taking your calls at 1-800-664-8808, and we're talking about the importance of facing your fears head on, feeling that anxiety and getting over that hump. We've got Maria on the line now from Tampa. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning.
Good morning, Maria. What can I do for you?
Well, the thing is I have changed my emotional life and put myself on a better path, but I have past financial bad decisions I've made, and I'm trying to figure out how to turn it around and walk through the fear of that and come out with a better picture at the end.
Well, it sounds like you have gone ahead and you have done what you needed to do in order to emotionally get yourself to a point where now you're ready to deal with your financial stuff. The way to deal with financial stuff is one thing at a time. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because sometimes when you've built up a lot of bad financial stuff, there's a big pile there. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so what you do is you take one thing and you do that, and then you go to the next thing. What happens is that if you look at the end of it, it looks like such a big pile. It's like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get there? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Do you want to talk to me?
Right. I mean, is there anybody you can go to?
Yes.
I know you can consolidate, but I'm looking at like little things. It's not as bad as I'm making it sound. I just want to get on a better path so when I retire, I have something.
Well, there are a lot of people in the financial services business, and there's also people who have debt consolidation and can sit down with you and help you begin to budget and begin to tell you where to put money for your retirement. If you call someone who's in the financial services business, they would be more than happy to sit down with you and help you do that as well.
Like a financial planner?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, I wish you the best.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Maria.
All right, bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Thanks for your call, Maria. We've got Liz on the line now from Palm Harbor. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning.
Good morning, Liz. What's up?
I wanted to know if you expose yourself to fears like I have over and over again, and yet they're still there. It doesn't seem to, make them any better or reduce the anxiety. And I was just wondering why.
Well, if what you're telling me is that over and over again you're coming up against the same fear, what that is making me understand is that perhaps you're really not learning from your past mistakes. Whenever you move into unknown territory, you're going to be a little bit anxious and you're going to be a little scared. But if what you're telling me is again and again you come up against the same situation, whether it be loneliness or whether it be breaking a relationship, is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm talking about working up courage to do things as simple as, say, flying up to see my sister up in New Jersey, and I have to work myself up to, for some reason, fly alone, even though I know I'm going to be okay and everything.
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe the fear is more like a phobia. I can't distinguish.
Well, fear and phobia is the same, okay? There's no difference. So don't say in one area I'm okay and in another area it's a medical condition. You understand what I'm telling you? It's not. You're afraid of flying. And in order to get through that, because I work with a lot of people who are afraid of flying, sometimes incrementally you have to work yourself up to it. But there are certain things that you can do in order to get through it, and there are certain people who actually deal with this particular fear. We have to wrap now. If you send me an email at coachgirl.com, I'll be glad to answer you a little bit more, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a fearless day.
Thank you.
If you are interested in Chandra's books, CDs, or counseling services, you can do that. You can check out her website. It's coachgirl.com. Coming up,